Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey everybody, it's your girl BondyBlue, and I am back for another Girlfriends recap, y'all. So let's get into episode 15, Old Dog of season 1. Sean wants to stay the night at Jones, and she still has her 3-month rule intact. He asks what a brother gets for a month and 6 days. Joan has decided to waive her 3-month rule. All he did was apply a little bit of pressure, and she's now deciding to acquiesce and let go of the boundary that she was holding in place, which really annoys me. Okay, it's something that she should not have done. Maya says, and listen, when I say she shouldn't have done it, it's because of the fact that you really did just meet Sean. Okay, because y'all, I did the same thing, like just, a little moment in my life. I had a 3-month rule when me and my husband got together. And it was really because, I just want to feel it out. I want to get comfortable. I want to get to know you. I want to see how it feels to be in a romantic relationship with you. But I had already known my husband for years and was friends with him and hung out with him a lot. Even in both of our prior relationships, we spent a lot of time together before we decided to start dating. So I think maybe within the first month of us dating, I was like, okay, I have to try it. Let me just try it and see if it's worth, continued effort on my part. And it was good. And so I was like, okay, we had sex one time, but I want to go back to waiting until, the 3 months is over. And then we'll just go ahead. And if it's still good, we still want to do it, we'll go ahead and do the boyfriend, girlfriend, monogamous relationship thing, right? Which is what we did. We started dating in December. And by the time February, Valentine's Day rolled around, we decided to just go ahead and make it official. But again, this is somebody that I've known for years already. When the 3-month rule is implemented for most women, a lot of the times is because they don't know a person at all. And they need to get to know a person first, because men perpetrate. I mean, everybody perpetrates, but specifically men love to lie about whatever their life is like so that they can fit whatever woman's criteria that they're trying to bed, right? So they'll pretend to have all of those things that you're looking for until y'all have sex. And then all of a sudden you find out they were lying about all of it. Okay. So that's why I feel like, she really shouldn't have acquiesced, because she really didn't know Sean, and Sean was already coming with baggage. He was already entitled, and he already wasn't a good communicator, but girl, we don't know better at this point. So we just doing what we can to get by. So she's waiving her 3-month rule. Maya says that she and Darnell have been trying to get pregnant, but she hasn't been able to. She talks about ovulating, 3 weeks after she menstruates, and then William walks into Joan's office. And, oh my God. Y'all, he does this several times throughout the episode, overreacting to women talking about their parts. And it really annoys me. I would really like for us to get more comfortable with talking about things like menstruation, ovulation, vaginas. Like, we should be able to use those words. Those are not dirty words. They should be able to be discussed, because at the end of the day, it's a fact and part of life. And I feel like because we think these words are dirty and talking about them is taboo, a lot of women don't understand or know their bodies, and men don't understand and know their bodies, because anytime somebody's talking about these things, y'all want them to shut up because that's taboo. So yeah, I'm really annoyed by William with this episode. Just want to say that and get that out the way. Okay. Maya says Darnell is shooting blanks and she wants him to go to the doctor, but she doesn't know how to ask him. You apparently can't talk to men about medical issues without hurting their ego. I'm gonna keep hitting this. This is another moment with the ego thing. You know what I'm saying? Another moment where, because we have to think about a man's ego, we can't have a serious conversation that we obviously need to have. Okay. Joan tells Tony and Lynn that she's going to have sex with Sean before her 3-month rule is up. They discuss all the types of 300 women he's probably had sex with. Tony says at least he knows what he's doing, because you're assuming because a man is having sex so much, he must be good at sex. But this is not true. This is not true, y'all. This is not true at all. Now John wants to know how she's good in bed. Like, she wants to know if she's good in bed. Tony says a box from Tiffany's will usually let you know. And Lynn says, to paraphrase Renee Descartes, I think I'm good in bed, therefore I am good in bed. Okay. So if you believe it, then so be it. And honestly, as a woman, does it really require a lot? I don't think it requires a lot for a woman to be good in bed. I think that men try to play with women's minds and make them feel like, oh, somebody else's coochie is better than another girl's coochie. And I'm sure all the coochies are different. But essentially, men are always orgasming at the end. Like, if you look at the stats, 90 to 95% of men are orgasming every time they have sex. Women, it's about 66%. Depending on what year we're in, between 60 some odd percent of y'all are not having orgasms in the same way that the men are. So the idea that a woman even needs to worry about whether she's good in bed, girl, please. You could be a fucking pillow princess and them niggas still gonna eat it up. So don't even worry about it. Don't even, just make sure that your body is what it needs to be, meaning clean. Okay? Joan wants the same confidence Lynn has and Tony has. So Lynn brings out her Kama Sutra book to help her out with that. Child, Kama Sutra really just be about all them different positions and if you can hold orgasm. Girl, I'm interested. I've always been someone that recognizes the importance of sex. Sex is a portal a lot of the time. Like, you'll have, like, I remember I had sex with a girl and it literally was like crossing over a threshold for me as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was different before. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even about that person, but sex can be transformative. Sex is what provides us life as, humans. So it is bigger than we think it is. It has several different uses. Like, sex is for a whole bunch of different things, not just for procreation, not just for pleasure. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people manifest through orgasm or through sex. So, I'm always appreciative of a good study about some sex, girl. Tony and Maya have their first sit down alone. And Maya says Darnell got checked out and his sperm is fine. And now she's worried that it's her. Tony wants to know why she didn't talk to Joan. And she says because Joan would have panicked, not leaving time for Maya to panic. Tony asks if she has seen her gyno yet. And then William walks up. Okay, they're at a whole restaurant having a conversation. And because he hears gyno, all of a sudden he's upset again. Child, if you don't get the hell away from us with being so bothered by the word vagina, you're obsessed with it, but you have an issue with the word vagina. Vagina, vagina, vagina. I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all. Okay. It apparently disgusts him, even though he can't wait to get his head in some. Tony offers to take Maya to see Dr. Dunn, which is one of the best doctors in Los Angeles, and she's friends with her. And Tony offers to pay for it as well. This is one of those moments when we realize that Tony really is a good person. As shallow as she may seem, she really is a good person. Maya was going to leave this to prayer, but girl, prayer without work is mute, null and void. Joan tries to have her sexy moment with Sean, and she's really nervous, but then he attacks her with the pound town. Pound, 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 pound. Okay? And I keep telling y'all, that's whack. That's whack. We need foreplay. We need you to stare us down. We need you, play with the clit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not just with your tongue. You know what I'm saying? Hug me, rub your penis up against me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need the foreplay. We need the build up. And then when you get in, we need you to groove it in there. Okay. We need you to think more groove, baby. We need you to groove into the coochie. Okay. Not just bam, bam, bam. No. Okay. Please do not bam, bam, bam the coochie off rip. Not at the beginning, sir. Okay. You need to wait for somebody tells you to ooh, deeper, harder, faster. Women will usually tell you what you need to do. We give you the directions. Okay. but you need to ease your way into that thing. Okay? So it's obvious that Sean being a hoe doesn't mean that he's good at sex. She says it was whack, and you broke your 3-month rule for some whack ass sex. Girl, they discuss what's sexy to them and all of those things. Tony and Maya goes to the doctor and find out that she has fibroids. And it can be from anything. Diet, stress. This is something that greatly affects African American women. The doctor suggests hormone therapy and lastly, surgery. But Maya doesn't want to do surgery. So just like Sheree on Real Housewives of Atlanta, girl, we're going to try all of the holistic hormonal ways we can to try to fix this without surgery. Okay? Which, I'm cool with. And if it don't work, you know what you got to do. Joan goes to William for help on how to tell Sean he wasn't good in bed. And he thinks it was Yvonne telling Joan about him. It's like, dude, this is not about you. Niecy from Moesha, okay, because y'all know we used to have these crossover, moments where somebody from Girlfriends or Moesha enters into the, the Girlfriends universe. Shout out to Mara Brock Kill, okay? But Niecy from Moesha is asking for the ketchup on their table, and Joan continues talking to William, but they're sitting so close together that Niecy can hear the whole conversation and decides to turn around and add in her 2 cents about when her boyfriend, wasn't doing what it was that he needed to be doing or whatever. And Joan is like, girl, how old are you? And Niecy was like, I don't think that's any of your business. It's like, girl, you're about to tell us about you and your boyfriend's sex life, and I can't know how old you are. Bird. It's giving bird. But Joan is thirsty. So Joan then still turns around and asks her, what did you say? Girl, but you still want to know. I wouldn't be asking no damn teenager, no damn college student, anybody that looked 20-something years old. I wouldn't have been asking them for no advice on this. You just need to bite the bullet and tell him, hey, that was whack. Yeah, I've never been a faker. I've never been somebody that faked orgasms. Not really. You know what I'm saying? Especially not in relationships. I'm not faking orgasms in relationships. I think I did that when I was younger. But just because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, what sex with men was really supposed to be like at first. At first it's just the jug feels good. You know what I'm saying? The jug will feel good, girl. But if you're not having an orgasm, if you don't have clit stimulation, the jug could turn painful at any moment. Okay. So, I get it. But at the big age of 28, 29, however old Joan is at this point in her late 20s, girl, you should be having honest conversations and stop moaning and responding to things in a dishonest way. And then he'll see that what he's doing is not working. But y'all don't want to do that because you always care about this man's ego. Okay? Always, always caring about this man's ego. So Joan and Sean play Scrabble, and she's spelling out words, that might help him understand what she's trying to say without really saying it. And then he says, why don't you just be direct? And that's so funny because whenever women are direct, y'all can't take that shit. But whenever they try to dance around it, now you getting aggravated and you wanted to just come out with it. Okay. So she tells him she doesn't want him to have sex with her. She wants him to make love to her. And he thinks that having sex and making love are the same thing. A lot of men think this. Essentially, it's the same act, but because y'all have sex for you don't have sex for the partner, especially in a situation with Sean, you're not thinking about her pleasure. You're not thinking about if she's getting what she needs. You're just thinking about releasing into her. So that's why you need to learn the difference between sex and making love, because making love is a man caring about how the woman feels. And that's why women would say that, because sex would often just be about the man and the man's pleasure. That's why y'all enjoy Pound Town and you don't require an orgasm, because the sex is not about you. It's about him. It's about you feeling close to him, and it's about him feeling like you are satisfying him and you want to satisfy him. So if you satisfied him, you think that the sex went great. Not even thinking about, did you have an orgasm? Was it pleasurable to you? Was he paying attention to your body? Yeah. All of those things matter. And so she needs to have a straight up conversation with him and say what it is. She says that he doesn't look in her eyes. He doesn't say her name. He doesn't take the scenic route. He just runs in there. Bam, 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 bam. Now his feelings are hurt, but he says, teach me. So she makes him stand up and stare at her in her eyes. And they just kind of stand there and look at each other. And he was like, this is nice. And then they walk closer to each other. And then she takes his hand and puts it down there by her coochie. And she was like, he's like, what you doing? She was like, I'm teaching you how to fondle me. And it's because men really miss out on the eye contact thing. The eye contact thing, the look, the creating the spark, the fire happening before you're touching each other. Like there has to be a buildup. And a lot of men and a lot of women don't understand that. They don't know because all they do is watch porn. All they do is watch people who know they're showing up somewhere to fuck, just show up and fuck. And they think that's how sex is supposed to go. And they have no other reverence because in all of the other healthy areas of their lives, their friendships, parentals, all of that, nobody wants to have these conversations because it's taboo. See how stupid it is? You don't want to have the conversation because you're too ashamed to have the conversation. And then you end up not making the best decisions or handling things the way they should be handled. Like, just have the conversation. Anytime you know you need to have a conversation with somebody and it's uncomfortable, have the conversation anyway. I promise you, it's for the best. Okay? But yeah, y'all, that was episode 15. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please don't forget, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next girlfriend.